Hello everyone, this is episode number 200. Today I don't have any guests. Today I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast for 200 episodes already. So it's already 3 years since I've been doing this podcast. The first 2 years, I was doing about one episode per week, and that's why it took me 2 years to do 100 episodes. But this year, this year has been completely different. You know, we have the coronavirus, and then we are mostly in lockdown. We are forced to stay home. And then what do you do when you stay home? Since I live by myself, I live in a beautiful neighborhood and I do have friends, but while before I used to have an active social life and do things practically every evening, now I don't. Now I call my friends via Zoom or the telephone and we chat for 5, 10, 15 minutes and that's it. I'm back into my four walls here. And what do I have left? I have reading, writing, and podcasting. So that's why the production of this podcast has increased so much. It's because I have nothing else to do, to be completely honest. Now, and I don't know how much longer this pandemic is going to last, but that's going to be more or less the schedule that I will continue having until we will allow to be out and about and socialize again. So for the near future, I will continue producing 2 or 3 episodes per week, and I hope you are enjoying them. Now, I would like to share a little bit of the process that I go through to produce a podcast. Now, the first thing that I do is that I try to find guests. And it's not an easy feat, but it's not impossible either. As you can see, I have been able to find amazing guests. And what I do is, first of all, I read the New York Times and other book reviews websites as well as Amazon, and then I find out who is publishing an interesting book. Then once I find out that, I go and I just type their name in Google, and right away, if they want to be found, they probably have a website, a Facebook page, whatever. They probably have something that shows how we, the readers or potential clients of their service, can get in touch with them. Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes they are just writers and they are not seeking for that attention other than people being interested in their books. So I had to dig a little bit deeper. I had to maybe get in touch with their publisher to see if they can serve as an intermediary. But sometimes there are authors who really don't want that connection with the public. They just want to be in their basement typing. They don't want any public relations, and they make it harder to find their email address. So with those, I don't bother. If they don't want to be contacted, there are plenty of authors who would like to be contacted, who would like to share their life and their work and their thoughts. So I just concentrate on those. Well, as I told you, I send about 3 emails per day. And the response rate, as you can imagine, is quite low. But I do get enough in order to have a constant supply of persons or people to interview, and of course continue sharing these podcasts with you. Now, and then what happens after that? Of course, we do the interview. The editing process is quite simple. If something unexpected happens, I edit that things out. But for the most part, I just add a little bit of music at the beginning, a little bit of music at the end, and that's ready to go. That's practically all the sound editing that I do. Now I also do the show notes, and the show notes is a little bit more time consuming. I make sure to put enough information about the author, what he does, and his profile, his background, etc. I put information about his book, and then all the links that connect to his website, his product, services, and then and images as well. We have to be creative, make up attractive collage so people can click on those things. So that, and then I publish, I share that in social media, and that's it. I'm ready to go for another podcast. And well, it sounds easy, but it is time consuming. So there that goes. Now, as far as monetization, I had to tell you, I don't make any money from this podcast. I don't have the numbers. My numbers are about the about 3,000 downloads per month. And in order for me to monetize, in order for advertisers to be interested in my podcast, I had to have about 5,000 downloads per episode. So it's still a long way to get there. The one way in which I do make a few cents, and I really mean a few cents, is through the Amazon affiliate. So when I highlight an author and I show their books that they wrote, there's always a link towards the Amazon to buy the book through Amazon. And if people use that link, well, I do get a few cents. And what I mean is anywhere from $60 to $1.20. So yeah, I'm not getting rich from the podcast, but that's not why I do it. I do it actually because it's very fun. It's very fun to have conversation with all these amazing people, and not only that, but to share with you. Because if I just had that conversation and it would die right there, it wouldn't be so fun as to have the ability to share with you, the audience. Which brings me to the next point. One thing that you could do that I really, really, really appreciate a lot is to get feedback. So let's say you like the episode that I did with one person. Well, send me a note. I'm easy to find. I'm in LinkedIn, in Twitter, in Facebook, through my website, my email. So if you really want to get in touch with me, there are many ways to get in touch with me, and I really enjoy that when someone gives me feedback about an episode that they heard. So if you want to help me out, that would be great. Another way, of course, is to use my Amazon link. And the one other thing that I really will appreciate is subscriptions to the YouTube channel. So every episode in the show notes, it has a YouTube video as well. And I'm trying to get to 1,000 episodes. So if you help me get there, well, I really, really would love that. What's the future of the podcast? Well, I will continue doing this honestly to the end of my life if I can help it. I haven't found anything else that gives me so much pleasure and fills me so much as to have conversation with intelligent individuals who have something of value to share, and be able to bring this audience to them and help them share that message. So that's the future. The one thing that may change is that once coronavirus, the lockdown is over, then I may go back to my regular once a week episode, because of course I like having a social life as well. So that's it, my friends. Please continue listening, subscribe if you are not subscribed, and talk to you soon. Goodbye.